Well, welcome to a special segment of the Unsquared Circle. Unfortunately, Wrestling White could not be here for this segment, scheduling conflicts and such. But I'm going to bring you a telephone interview with a fellow wrestling reviewer and news reporter, in my mind, WWE Bruh. WWE Bruh, how you doing there, bud?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. So I guess we should just jump right into things. We're going to ask you some questions. What did you think about Kennedy's release?
At first, I was really PO'd about it. But I think now I got over it, and, you have to face facts every now and then. He was injury prone, WWE couldn't use him to give him a chance. Now he's gone. We have to deal with it.
Do you think that that he would have, either injured someone else, or do you think he would have injured himself again if the WWE would have brought him back for a little bit?
I don't think he would have injured anybody else, but I do think along the line he would have injured himself again. But the unfortunate side of this is that we never know. We never had the opportunity to see what could have played out.
Yeah. What do you think about Kennedy going to TNA?
I don't know if it's exactly the smart move to do, seeing how TNA is booked right now, the Man of the Mafia being like how WCW booked NWO, Like, if he goes there, I can see him being part of the Man of the Mafia, which would be good, but then somewhere along the line, there's going to be somebody to point out something like, if he gets injured, or, it's kind of confusing and hard to explain, but right now, currently, no, I don't think it's a good idea. In the future, maybe so.
Okay. Well, what would you think about him joining the TNA front line? The front line, or the lack thereof there is now.
The thing about that is that when he first gets in, he's gonna have to have like a total repackaging. They're gonna have to try to make him as anti-Mr. Kennedy, WWE character, like as they can. Then, I think it could work. Him and AJ Styles form a tag team.
That would be a good tag team. All right, moving. What do you think about Candice Michelle being let go?
Oh yeah. That sucked. That sucked a lot. The only positive thing about it is that she's been gone for so long, so I don't think we're gonna have such a hard time adjusting to that as we will with Kennedy and Umaga. So I think it's a bad move. But I think it's gonna be good for us because we'll just get over it really fast, and we're not gonna be really worried about that in the long run.
Yeah. So, all of these releases that the WWE's been doing over the past couple months, what one superstar that comes to mind would you like to see to go to TNA and Ring of Honor?
Elijah Burke.
Definitely. I agree with you 100%.
He was the most underrated star ever. I swear on that with the Bible in my hand. He was such an amazing talent, and WWE let him go. And I remember I was pissed.
Yeah, no, that guy had a great... All right, well, let's talk a little bit about people who are currently still on the roster. What do you think about MVP's face turn?
They have the red sites and everything, and I go in there, and you see people, well, you don't really see, but you hear about people talking about the successful face run, and I like MVP, big fan of his, behind Shawn Michaels, he's my favorite superstar on Raw, and I think I like him more as a heel myself, and his pops, they're not really pops, it's like silent as you'll see on Monday Night Raw. I don't really think it's a successful face turn, but maybe in the long run it might turn out to be.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. In my opinion, I don't really like it all that much. I liked him more of as a heel. He had that heel quality,
Yeah. The reason why I'm not all that mad about it is because at least he's going somewhere. That's how I feel about it.
That's true. He moved up to the flagship show.
Monday Night Raw, match with Triple H, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole new brand of people to mess with, you know, on Raw. So yeah, you know, he might be able to, you know, get some new fresh feuds in there for him. So,
yeah.
What do you think about him losing the United States title not long after winning it to Kofi Kingston?
I think it's a good thing because I heard that the reason that was done to get him over and to become a world champ. So I'm like in the midst of it, like. I want to see if that's true. Hopefully it is. We'll just to see.
Cool. Awesome. All right, well, let's move on to our final wrap.
Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop.
All righty then. At a recent WWE house show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Chris Jericho had a slight issue involving his title belt. When he came down to the ring for his match, he did not have the Intercontinental Championship with him. Instead, he had the women's title. Reason being is that he actually left his Intercontinental Championship at his hotel room. So they had to get some. He had to put those little special tape on top of the words "Women's Championship." That way it looked like he had the Intercontinental Championship.
Now he's the intergender champion.
Yeah, apparently he didn't take any heat from any of the officials, but was made quite fun of by his coworkers. Yeah, I'm sure they were like, man, why too gay and why too lame? Yup.
All right. The WWE has made some announcements in regards to why Umaga was released over this past month, and they did confirm that it was a wellness policy violation. They also stated that Umaga refused to go to rehab, so he is very happy with the drugs that he's taking. And so they just said, well, fine, if you're not gonna go to rehab, then we're gonna let you go, because normally people are like, go after the third violation. This was only Umaga's second.
Yeah, apparently they were like, hey, Umaga, we need to take you to get you for your wellness policy, and his response was, Alright, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam. He was interviewed by a radio station. He spoke about Chris Masters returning to the WWE and Tommy Dreamer's recent ECW title win. He also brought up that TNA has been in constant contact with him during this past month. So apparently they're trying to get him to work for TNA, and you never know, ladies and gentlemen. I see Rob Van Dam going there and being pushed more there than he ever was in the WWE.
Also, Elijah Burke apparently was commenting on his recent dark match with TNA. He wrote on his Twitter account at twitter.com/theblackpope, "The Pope feels renewed and fresh. There is no longer a line for me to cross, just a cross for me to bear. It is my destiny as the Black Pope."
Yo, dog. What bullcrap. Anyways, and last of my news, well, for my final news, as reported a few weeks ago, Sheikh Abdul Bashir,
bless you.
Thank you. His contract with TNA is expiring, and it seems that there is some interest in the WWE in picking him back up. He used to be Davari, but unfortunately for them, Sheik kind of signed a multi-year contract with TNA, so he ain't going to be going back to the WWE anytime soon.
Alright, and then the final of the news for this month. It seems that, and this is kind of older news, but nude photos of ECW commentator Matt Striker leaked onto the internet. And you want to know how I knew that? Because Wrestling White found them for me. According to a source, there will likely be no punishment for the pictures. Apparently, the officials already knew about the photos before they were leaked out and all over the web. If it is true, the pictures probably leaked out a while ago, but now they're just getting found out for this past month. With that being said, that wraps things up for this month. We are your hosts. I'm Bobby Black.
I'm Wrestling White.
Good fight.
Good night. By the way, I'm not looking for friends.